Hello, I am back doing an energy reading for water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer as it relates to why you survived 2025. This reading is for those who made it through 2025 and know it changed them. If you don't feel like you pushed through, then this reading may not resonate with you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. My readings are not gender nor sexuality specific. I read the energies of masculine and feminine, and I read intuitively. All right, we get into it. Sun, moon, rising. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Why you survived 2025. What did 2025 try to break within the collective of water? Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. What did 2025 try to break within the collective of Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces? What did 2025 try to break within the collective of Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising? I normally channel, we have Sustain for Scorpio, Chicory. I normally channel a few other placements, but I decided not to for this one. Cancer, we have Indigo, Enhance. This is like you need to, like I'm getting you need to, Cancer, enhance your intuition. Expound, expansion, like, you know, you really need to get it into some Jupiter energy. Some, like, you need to heal so it can expand. And 2025 tried to break that within you, right? I don't feel like it didn't break because that's not what I'm channeling, right? But I feel like it let you know that this needs to happen, and you're on your way doing that now, whether it be Cancer, a comfortable road. I'm hearing that you know, but my thing is, if you already know the road, this would already be expanded. Your third eye, your intuition, because that's what I'm getting here with this Indigo. It can represent crown chakra too, but I'm getting third eye chakra, right? Your sixth chakra. So, but it's like, no, not a road, you know. That's why you had the issues you had in 2025, right? You know, you participated in them. I'm not saying everything was your fault, but some things, like, you knew what it was and you entered into it anyway. And I feel like we all can resonate with that, Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces at some point or other, you know, if we're being honest with ourselves. But this is just like, you know, 2025 shows you that, and you're on the way, but it's up to you if it's going to be comfortable or uncomfortable. Like, it's given respectfully. So we have, for Pisces, we have Clarity, Wild Rose. It's giving some root chakra. I'm also getting, like, throat chakra with this Chicory here, Sustain. So we got throat chakra, we got third eye chakra, and we got first chakra, root chakra. So we have fifth chakra, sixth chakra, first chakra, root chakra, third eye chakra, throat chakra. Root chakra, Pisces. Represents lineage, bloodline, security, and stability in the 3D. Sixth chakra, Cancer, is I see. That's the affirmation for it, right? But it represents intuition, gut feelings. It's also, all of these contain different spiritual gifts when activated, when balanced, if that's part of you, your makeup, and your purpose. But this is intuition. This is trust. Yeah. Part of your issue, Cancer, you haven't trust yourself. You don't listen to yourself. You don't trust your intuition. But that's, like I said, it needs to be in some, you need to be in some Jupiter energy with healing. I'm getting fourth house, right? Fourth house represents Cancer, represents the moon, represents roots. Represents roots. This is what I'm getting intuitively for you. You need to heal in order to expand that third eye, right? 2025 showed you. It tried to break you, but had you listened to yourself, had you trusted yourself, and if you trust yourself, you allow for the expansion, but you have to listen to yourself more first. First and more, right? Because sometimes it's part of it is just like a test. Like, okay, can I trust it? Let me see, right? And then we have Scorpio here with this sustained throat chakra. 2025 tried to take your voice, right? But it's just like you done repeating yourself, Scorpio. I'm hearing facts. It tried to take your voice, right? And it's not even, well, it could be including your voice, like your actual voice in your throat box, but I also feel like it's like expression, you know, the way you express yourself, whether it be verbally, creatively, however you do you, in terms of what is it, public speaking, public expression, right? But I'm getting heavily public speaking in terms of what you broadcast. And that could be like not just speaking, that could be tangible, that could be social media, that could be, you know, how you carry yourself. But it was just like, I'm just getting heavily like 2025 showed you that they were really trying to diminish your voice. We got you here, Cancer, with break you, because I feel like your third eye, your intuition, trusting yourself, you know, paying attention to what you see. It shows you to try to break, but it's also, it's for you. Like these things didn't just happen for any of the water signs, right? It didn't happen to any of the water signs. It happened for you, right? But some are not. Like Cancer, you know what it is, and you know you still here, and you know that it changed you, but it's just given like you may not be ready to do the work yet fully of what you know you need to do from 2025, but we'll get into clarifying, right? But like I said, Scorpio, the repression, the suppression, the voice box, right? Child. Some of y'all, this is past life or past trauma. It could be generational that they tried to take from you, right? Your expression, your voice, like how you, let's see how you do over here, and make it uncomfortable. And it's like, oh, okay, well, let's see how you do over here, and make it uncomfortable. Just like, but they feel like this collective that came against you, Scorpio, but really all of them, right? Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. The outside that's, you know, tried to break you, they feel like, you know, they are playing chess, not checkers. And they feel like they in command of the board. I'm getting this heavy, Scorpio, right? But this is resonating with all water signs. Like they feel like they're in command of the board. They feel like they're the king. You know, and I don't play chess, you know, but I've read about it, you know, and from what I read and people that I know played it, you know, at any level, whether they feel like they great or whatever, it's really kind of like they feel like they the king, they running it, but it's just like, who is your queen? Because if they coming at the water sign collective, like, you know, and we gonna get back to Cancer, like, you ain't ready to do it. And then with this clarity here, like, I'm sorry, I ain't even getting into Pisces yet, but let me finish this. But this is everybody, right? And they feel like they running it because they feel like I'm the king. So they feel like, you know, they putting you in these situations and they are controlling you. Because you're in the situation that they feel like, hey, this is the situation I wanted them in. I wanted them in lack. I wanted them in poverty. I wanted them in this, and I wanted them in that. But the way you maneuvering, like your protection, right? Because we're going to get into that, what unseen protection was active. As well as you like, oh, shit, that's hot. I'm finna go over here. You know, water signs. they feel like they playing chess. They feel like they the king. They feel like they the emperor, and they running it over your life, right? Because it's like, oh yeah, I wanted them, you know, they caught a mess up. I wanted them to lose their job. You know, a lot of times these people don't even have authority over none of that and no influence, but they see what's going on and they just, you know, just, what is it? They just continue. They improvise, right? But this ain't really going the way it wanted the way they wanted it to go in 2025. It didn't go that way, right? But it's given, like I said, this collective energy that tried to break you, water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. It's like they feel like they the king, but it's just really like, who is your queen? Who is your queen? Because I feel like for those who resonating with this, even if you don't want to do the work yet, you know, however it resonates, but you know 2025 did a number and you still here and it changed some things in you, right? And you know some things were tested and you were tested, but I just feel like this person, like they really had you and got you fucked up. It didn't go well. And it's different for everybody here, right? But it really didn't go well, especially Scorpio, because it's just like, whatever it is, it's gonna be for my good anyway. I'm sure it's gonna, you know, level up, rise to the occasion, do what I gotta do, and come out winning. What is this here? Clarity, Wild Rose for Pisces. This is giving like the 2025 wanted to cause you to suffer in silence. They felt like that would break you, to suffer in silence, right? And Cancer, 2025 was pushing you all around and tried to break you from within, like separate you from yourself. There's a disconnect, right? Could be like destiny swap. I don't necessarily believe in that, you know. I just feel like there are things that people or situations or energies or you yourself could cause that could slow down your own destiny, right? But there was a disconnect that did not happen. But then we have this whole repression here, tried to break your voice, tried to break your broadcast, how you communicate, how you do you. Clarify this in the physical. What unseen protection was active during 2025 for Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces in the physical? What unseen protection? A lot of y'all had a grandmother that may have been passed on that has been protecting you. I do feel like from my own experience, right? Even if you are, okay, them both for Scorpio. But I'm feeling like when you on the journey, all this for Cancer. Damn. Unseen protection. Yeah. I feel like when it's time for you to get some shit together, the love is at the bottom of the deck. You know, healing, right? We was talking about Cancer, right? Because all this is relating to healing, right? Or can you understand? Because that's what my channel is focused on, among a few other things, like if you've read my bio. If not, go check it out, right? Healing, evolving, bloodline healing, right? I feel like when it's time to do some healing, especially some heavy healing. It's time to do some things that literally tried to break you, right? Tear you down, you know, take from you, have you walking around as a shell of yourself, like, and however it's resonating with you. I do feel like there are ancestors that show up, whether they're your regular guides or not, right? They may not be your regular guides, right? But there are ancestors that show up. And we got Pisces here. I feel like a grandmother showed up for you. This, you know, this 2025 tried to break you and have you suffering in silence. But this is healing here, right? This is hope. This is also wish fulfillment, right? But I feel like heavily you had a grandmother that was, I don't want to say flamboyant, but they were energetic. Pretty smile. loving, fierce, a protector, because it's giving, this is wild rose, but it's giving bearberry too, which is like represents like the mother bear, like how she's a fierce protector, matriarch, right? But like I said, the collective energy coming against you feels like they very kingly, and it's like, where is your queen? And we're talking about this grandmother energy. Definitely was a representation of a queen. We're going to say Queen of Swords because this is what I'm getting. Like, she could be ruthless, you know, let people tell it. But I don't feel like you experienced that, Pisces. But she's been there for you. But I feel like, are you going to do the healing? Because some of y'all have been on the healing in different ways. But some of y'all, it's like, I'm on it now. I may not fully commit. Some of y'all may have like, oh, I'm doing the healing and I'm going to continue doing it. Like, it's different levels. And it's interesting because when I was doing the other two readings like this, I did Aries and Earth signs. They were kind of all aboard, right? I feel like with respect to their capacity. All right, so unseen protection. You were protected from some love triangle. You see this is in the middle, right? Cancer. We have the Chariot, forward movement, fast movement, action, willpower. I feel like this is balancing though. I always get yin and yang with this black and white. But this is fast movement. This represents you, Cancer, right? I do feel like you was just like, oh no, fuck this. Let me get the fuck up out of here, right? But this is due to some heartbreak, suffering, grief, emotional pain, some just repeated cycles in love, emotions. Don't have to be all intimate relationships, but intimate relationships are heavy here. But these are relationships, period. You keep creating, like you keep creating the same cycle. You're not conscious, Cancer. 2025 let you know that, and let you know that you need to listen to your intuition more. You need to heal to expand your intuition more, right? So there's still been progress and you still here. But this is coming from an old offer or some old information. Like how you got here in these cycles is bloodline, yes. But how you got here in the conscious cycles, this is coming from an old, because you got your subconscious running and your conscious running, and they're not intertwining together. And it's like they're separate anyway, but sometimes you're conscious of your subconscious programming, you know, but you're not, right? So it's just giving like, this is to do, you plan this out consciously, right? Because we're going to give grace to the subconscious part, because that's the inherited part a lot of times, or programming, training, conditioning, ways of being, and indoctrination that you haven't realized you're operating on yet, right? But some of it is inherited, right? That's why we're here anyway with it, right? Because it can't stay and resonate within you if there's not something there anyway, right? Even if it's temporary. But I feel like this was some old information in terms of somebody saying, well, you know, let me offer you this. It came in the form of creativity. It came in the form of siphoning. But I don't feel like you knew it was siphoning, right? You just thought we were creating together. We were being in space with one another. The agenda was not the same, though. And this is what led you here to be playing out this cycles in your bloodline, right? Because sometimes it's in us, but it's unactivated, but it became activated. Sometimes people see things on you that you don't see, right? Whether it be protection, love, abundance, smart, whatever, and you're not conscious of it. It is what it is at this point. But I do feel like the unseen protection was like this that introduced you to it. These cycles, the unseen protection was this Three of Swords. This kept you occupied, because this could have started with the relationship offer here, but this was like several things going on, right? This kept you occupied so you wasn't chasing this person, right? And this got you into, okay, let me chase myself. What the fuck is going on, right? And then it's just like chasing myself. That's not that great either, like, because you know it denotes you're running from yourself, right? But like I said, that's why I'm not getting you're ready to heal. I mean, I get it respectfully. Healing yourself, especially with the intention to connect deeper to yourself, to expand your intuition. I've done it. I do it, you know. I have clients that do it, done it. It's uncomfortable, child. It ain't. I ain't gonna say it's bad. I ain't gonna say it's good. I mean, there are good parts to it. There are. I don't want to call them bad parts. Every bad is different. But what I call good parts there was some good parts, but it's uncomfortable, especially when you got to get a heap of it off you, right? But the unforeseen protection for you was this chaos that ensued after this initial offer, you know, to create together, but it ended up being a siphoning, right? But I don't really feel like you're fully aware of that yet. But 2025 definitely showed you that you need to make some changes. You need to connect more and deeper to yourself. You need to do the work. Now, are you fully ready to be 10 toes down with the work? Maybe, maybe not, Cancer, but maybe you're going to be 5 toes down. Maybe you're going to start putting the toe in. See, I get it. No, you know, respectfully, I get it. Do it how you do it, like, you know, but I'm just saying, you know you need to do it, right? Because we don't want to have another year, but I don't know. Everybody is different. You know, some people get off on pain and discomfort. Some people have not had enough, right? But 2025 definitely showed you what people are trying to break and take from you, right? Now, Scorpio, we have 2025 for you. What unseen protection was it? Public recognition, victory, progress, self-confidence. Those who tried to shit on your name, it wasn't holding up in the streets. Up here, not at all. Because like I said, it's like sustained voice suppression. They want you to stop speaking, right? Stop speaking, right? Because it's just like, ugh. We're gonna get into it because I got an example, right? Because this is what it was, right? But it's just like, fuck all that. Like, for those who believe that, is those who believe that. Like, I feel like, Scorpio, you immediately was like, look, this ain't happening to me. This happening for me. If that's what you believe, I don't need to fuck with you anyway, right? However it's going, right? But I feel like there are some aspects of this where you move from this to this, you move from this to this, and we ended with this. Triumph, success, 6 of Wands, public recognition, victory, progress, self-confidence, right? It is what it is. You're not playing small no more. You're not playing humble. I just saw a video about Vincent the Herbert and somebody, Tamar Braxton's ex-husband. Somebody was like, that's why she always called him Vincent the Herbert. He was talking about his basically his resume. But yeah, I feel like you're not, like, somebody tried to sustain you, right? It's given like hold the door. That came up in somebody else's reading. Cause if you know, you know, I'm talking about in reference to hold the door. And sustain is strength or support, right? But I do feel like this is what they try to break within you. Your strength, your support, your voice, your expression, how you do you. But I'm just getting, Scorpio, you're very strong with this chicory here. You know, the discomfort was the discomfort, and you was just like, okay, it's uncomfortable now, but we finna get back on. It's uncomfortable, but we finna get back on. You're not staying down. And then it's just like some people, this lack, this financial loss, this out in the cold, this isolation, this poverty, this insecurity. You know, some people, it's just like they're exhausted from it, so they don't know how to get here. But this is giving warrior energy here, Scorpio, if we got into archetypes, right? But I feel like this was the unseen protection, though. Your strength, your strength physically, mentally, is giving can't nobody hold me down. Like, they need to quit fucking playing with you, because you you don't know who you fucking with. I'm deep in the streets. Anyway, but yeah, but that was the unseen protection, your strength, your support. And we also have this heartbreak, this betrayal for you, Cancer. It protected you and got you to running back to yourself. And then you have this ancestor that came in for Pisces to help you through this this energy of somebody wanting you to suffer in silence. Now, what inner strength was forged because of this? Water signs. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. What inner strength was forged because of this? I'm hearing, who is your queen? Again, with this collective that came against you, this masculine dominant energy. I'm going to do a reading about divorce. That has been on me to do. I'm going to do the elements. But yeah. What was forged? What inner strength was forged? I'm going to extend this video. I'll put the link in the description. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, or comment. And then if you want to go with us over to Gumroad for the extended part of this, where we're going to get into why you were specifically preserved, and if so, is there activation involved with it? And then also what soul contract was completed, if any, what ancestral karmic pattern ended through you, what role are you now meant to step into in 2026, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. What spiritual gift was activated through surviving 2025? What must be released what must be released in the physical so the new timeline stabilizes, and how to protect the new you? What happens if you fully accept why you survived? We're going to get into all of that. Yeah, and the extended, but closing this one out is the inner strength that was forged. Harmony and balance within yourself. Like I said, I read the energies of masculine and feminine. We all have masculine and feminine energy, no matter our gender or how we identify, right? So we just had the Lovers coming up again because it was at the bottom of the deck. And I showed you, right, when we got into the unseen protection. This is the Lovers, right? So this is what was forged. I'm getting balance and harmony. You see that? Harmony, love, harmony, balance. This is masculine and feminine energy. So, you know, the collective coming against you, Scorpio, you know, they may be in king energy or masculine dominant energy, but you the king and the queen. Hello. I'm hearing Chris Tucker say again, you don't know who you fucking with. I'm deep in the streets. We got Hermit mode, Virgo energy here with this solitude for Cancer. What inner strength was forged because of it? This is some going within. Like I say, you started chasing yourself with this Chariot. This is represents the Hermit card, Virgo energy, isolation, soul searching, you know, meditation, things of that nature. Like I say, you started chasing yourself. So this is what inner strength was forged. You being able to be in space with yourself. Some of it ain't fully forged, but it is forging now. It's going to be complete probably like March or April, because I feel like this, you can't be codependent on nobody else when it's some shit you got to heal for you. There are resources, right? Therapy, spirit guides, have you do you, right? Intuitive readers, whatever. But there needs to be an exchange, right? Respectfully and with integrity. So my thing is, like, if you play games in this, you're going to play with yourself. But this is what was forged: your ability to be in space with yourself, your ability to be in meditation and sit with yourself and sit with your feelings and emotions and honor them and not intellectualize them. Yeah, because like we got some air here with these cups. This is air and water, and this is another air here too. Like and this is Libra energy. Yeah, Libra energy, Cancer, like I said, your energy, and then we have Libra and Scorpio here. Like I said, there's no running from yourself, and that was what was forged with you, but you ran back to yourself, you know, because 2025 really tried to break you from you, like to separate you, to like where you just a shell of yourself, like what the fuck. And even if you didn't see it that far, you felt the disconnect, and you're just like, I don't know if it's me or this person I'm dealing with, but it don't feel good, so I'm gonna be done with all this shit, and I'm gonna go over here with myself. Myself had told myself, Cancer is what it's giving. Right, but kudos to you. But I feel like some of y'all are already in this, and some of y'all are about to get into it, and it may feel like a lesson, but it's not. You should be able to be in space with yourself. You should be able to be in your own company, your own feelings, your own emotions, and not need to reach out, especially if there's no emergency. An emergency is different for everybody, right? But this is, I'm hearing crying wolf. For those of y'all that ain't really fully Cancer ready to do the work, right? And still is a little bit codependent, but know, you know, that you're changed from 2025 and you need to, but then it's like, oh, I just want some help. But some parts of the journey, you have to be in space with yourself first. The help is you your own help. Can't nobody help you like you. You just fucking stalling and distracting yourself, right? But when I'm hearing crying wolf, right, don't make up emergencies and situations just to get some, you know what I'm saying, some help. It's an emergency just so you ain't got to be by yourself. Don't do that. You're going to burn bridges. And that's all I got to say. I ain't going to harp on it. Patience here. 14 equating to a 5, change here. So I feel like what was forged within you you're growing up. This collective energy that wanted you to suffer in silence is causing you to grow up, right? Because I'm getting peaceful, patient, mature experience with this lily. And you're on your way there. Some of y'all not there yet, but 2025 showed you like, oh, okay, let me get on a good foot and get over here. And I feel like you're doing that. And you see this lily from the seed, right? I feel like you're growing up. You're maturing. You're sprouting. New you, new boo. And it's not like a new boo outside of you. You your own new boo, right? But I feel like patience with yourself, it was forged. Forgiveness of self, connecting to yourself, growing, honoring your emotions and not always moving from an emotional space, deeply feeling and protective, right? It's just having patience with yourself, being in space with yourself to forge these systems or these ways of being that help you protect you so you can function throughout life. Definitely clarity, right? But I feel like Pisces, you may be a deep feeling Pisces, maybe like an empath, emotional empath. And sometimes it's like the wires get crossed with the clarity, right? Because it's just like you let so many people in, especially family. And it's okay to let family in, but you ain't got to stay tuned into that channel. I mean, your family anyway. I remember one family member, something happened to them, and it was an emergency. And their mom was like, I'm surprised you didn't pick up on it with your spiritual intuition. And first I felt some kind of way like, why didn't I pick up on it? But immediately I was just like, no, I'm not staying connected to. I hadn't talked to that person in months, and it wasn't no issues or nothing like that, as far as I know. And I talked to them after. It wasn't no issues, but it's like I'm not staying tuned in to something. No. That's a lot to process, but I feel like you do that with family. You feel like it's family, It's okay to disconnect. It's not like you like, oh, they out of my life, but it's okay to disconnect and be in your own space and be in your own bubbles and have your own intentions set, even when you are with them. You could say, okay, I want to participate in this, but if this comes up, I'm going to protect my energy. I'm not even going to hear that. I'm going to sit in space with myself, go to the bathroom, refill my drink, you know, go make me a plate, help clean up in the kitchen, go for a little walk, you know, whatever it is. And some people feel like, oh, you checking out, you should be 100%. Yeah, you can't always be 100% if what is going on at the time, you know, even if it's just conversation or it's a space or it's a situation that you can't leave right now. Like you don't have to always be enthralled in that. If it does not feel good to you, you can sit in space with somebody but still be in your own container where whatever else is in this space, it's not affecting you, and you're not, that's not something anybody has to do. You got to make sure you good first, child. But you're learning to have patience with yourself and set your intentions. That was what was forged. Patience, peaceful, mature experience. You're growing up, and it's just giving you're becoming more of an autonomy or authority, a leader over your own life. You're stepping into your queen, you know, balancing out, because all of this is going to help bring us to balance and harmony within self, even if it does include a partner coming in. But with this yang and yin energy, the masculine and feminine, the sun and the moon, it's all gonna help you get you together, you know. But yeah, so this is what, let me see here. Oh, so let me finish this. So Scorpio, when I was saying like, what they didn't know was your strength, right? They was trying to hold the door. They was trying to like, you know, kind of really like, again, I'm giving like the term people use is destiny swap. I don't necessarily believe in that, but they was trying to slow it down by speaking against you with the throat chakra that I got here and trying to have you refrain from speaking, right? But I feel like it stopped working. Like this speaking on your name, it's just like, you need more people. We don't believe you, because the streets with this public recognition with this Six of Wands, the streets was like, that's not the Scorpio that I know. I don't know who you talking about. Like, it sound like, it looked like that picture, but what you saying, I don't know that about them. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is, right? Because what I know about them is this. I know about, you know, this, right? So, but I feel like, for example, like when I first got into this, Scorpio, I had an experience once where a person was talking and they was just like, they were trying to say that they were doing like healing work, right? And they were going through a separation, divorce, and I was going through a breakup too. So we were talking on the phone, and all the partners knew each other, right? Ex-partners basically, but we all knew each other and had all hung out with each other. But some things was revealed to me and this person that was on the phone. So it was just like, they feeling some kind of way. They thought I was feeling some kind of way with the conversations we had, but I really didn't. You know, I was so far removed, and I was going through deeper things that they wasn't really even aware of, right? So, and no, I didn't share it with them. And I think this person was also a Scorpio, or with Scorpio involved. But either way, as I continued to talk to them, you know, and this is why the streets was like, nah, that you need more people. They was trying to act like they was healed. They was doing the work. They know about chakras and all this other stuff. Like one time they told me that their Kundalini had activated. So I was just like, oh, okay. Wow. Like, you know, that says like a lot. I mean, you can Google Kundalini activation. We ain't gonna get into it, right? But then I'm thinking like, what they activated, I don't understand why you going through this, why you encountered this, why you it's playing out the way it did. Because if the Kundalini activated after the breakup, the separation, then when you be taking different steps, right? So, you know, I'm just going off of what I know, what I'm studying, and also the words this person be using in our conversations about healing, evolution, and stuff like that. So then, a couple weeks later, they had learned something about the sacral chakra. I forgot what it was. Something had happened, like physically, but you know, it kind of was like, whoa, I didn't know all that. And then it was just like, I thought you said your Kundalini was activated. Like if your Kundalini activated, that's this what you talking about now is really nothing. Like, you know, it was just like, we don't believe you. You need more people. I was side eyeing the shit anyway, but I was also doing some recognizance of information. That was back when I was a little bit low vibrational, coming up out of that energy, right? But yeah. So when this person was talking shit, talking to the streets, like, it's just like, it's not. No, that's not making sense. You said, and then they said, but if this, then why this? That don't make sense. If you do this, if this is it, like, child. All right, but that's a little tidbit, finishing what I had kicked off earlier with that for Scorpio. All right, we're going to the extended video on Gumroad. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you're going with us to Gumroad, thank you. If you're not, appreciate you stopping in. And the links for a reading and the extended for this video will be in the description box below. Thanks.